भीमाईच्या भासराचा रामोजीच्या लेकराचा.
Hello, I am Dr. Chakradhar Indurkar. Welcome to the YouTube channel of BASE. Today's topic is the legacy of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar in entrepreneurship. The topic might be surprise you because often you heard the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar as the father of Indian Constitution, the social reformist, to the revivalist of the Buddhism in India. Does the philosophy of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar reflects on entrepreneurship? The answer is big yes. It is interesting to know that the person who was highly educated from reputed Western university and excelled in subjects like economics, finance, public finance. Adding to this, his research focus was on Indian commerce and currency. Though there is no piece of his writing particularly focused on entrepreneurship, and still it should be remembered a huge part of his writing yet to be published. His legacy in entrepreneurship can be explored through a series of events from his life on different occasions. Let's start how Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar was a good consultant. In a continuation of previous video in Hindi, the story of young entrepreneurs, you must have learned that a young Ambedkar, after returning from London in 1970, he started his consulting firm in stock market and shares in Mumbai. Initially, it went well and also earned the profit. When clients come to know the firm belongs to the lower caste persons, and they stop approaching to him, and ultimately, firm has to be closed down. It is different issue that the company has closed due to the caste. He would be the first entrepreneur in India who started his venture when no one can imagine to start a business, particularly from the lower caste. Let's try to learn how he was a good consultant. It can be argued with two events. In all probability, company would have been earned the name. In the first event, Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar often seeks financial help from his Farsi friend Mr. Noel Bathena in his difficult time. Once he asked rupees 2000 from his friend well in advance when the German currency price likely to be high against the Indian currency. In another event, he asked help from His Highness Rashri Shauji Maharaj of 200 pounds in order to gain the high margin. It is well known that his research focus was on the problem of rupees, and it was highly praised by Professor Edwin Cannon, one who was the eminent scholar of his time. Later, this research was published in 1923. Now let's learn about his entrepreneurial skill. As he had the educational background, he was acquainted with the Indian market and the business practices. He was keenly acquainted with the business process and legal aspect, which are essential to sustain any entrepreneur in the market. He had a potential to be a successful entrepreneur and equal capacity to groom others. It can be illustrated with an event when Dr. B.R. Ambedkar started his legal practice in 1923. Since the caste notion was at the peak, he was bound to be haunted by the caste notions. But he was industrious in nature. He never gave up his efforts to overcome the challenges. Essentially, an entrepreneur should not give up their efforts. In absence of better options, he joined as a part-time lecturer in Botley by Accountancy Training Institute. He was affiliated with this institute for 3 years, from 1925 to 1928. It reflects that he was keenly acquainted with the entrepreneurial procedure and the market economy. In a continuation, let's learn about his quest for skill development and the dead market. He made several attempts to remove the evils associated with the caste and purity that restricted the create the entrepreneurial ecology. He fought for social justice and equity. Ideally, an entrepreneurship can develop in a society where cultural norms can permit a way of life for entrepreneurship. He established an organization called Bahishkrut Hitkarni Sabha, the Council of Excluded People. The aim of BHS was to empower the oppressed people and bring them into the mainstream. One of the objectives of the BHS was to focus on the development of the entrepreneurial ecology among the depressed mass. It was dedicated to welfare measures and activities such as setting up schools in agriculture, vocational training, and industrial-oriented entrepreneurship skill development. Also, it aims to create a cooperative societies. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar believed in a cooperation. He argued that without the help from the empowered people, the oppressed people cannot achieve their economic goals. He made several attempts to mobilize such a benevolent people and appeal them to come forward. There was a watertight arrangement of the caste system, and the caste notion was on its own peak that restricted the mobility of entrepreneurial activities in New arena except caste-based occupations. Due to the untouchable were treated worse than the animals, and the untouchable were not allowed to enter into the new venture. There was a closed market structures and no scope for the entrepreneurial activities, as nobody was willing to avail the services or the purchase the product from the lower caste. On the other hand, British government refrained from recruitment of the lower caste in order to maintain the caste and purity. In short, there was no scope of entrepreneurship development among the lower caste in the religious sanctioned economy. Now let's learn how Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar was a motivational guru. Dr. Ambedkar fought with the different odds to open up new avenue for Dalits, and he preached to his followers they should have to focus on the higher educations and acquire the higher position in the government as possible. It has been observed that in pre and post-independent India, the few Dalits have been able to secure the government jobs. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar also advocates the promotion of entrepreneurship. He appealed to his people they should have to quit the caste-based occupation and should opt for the entrepreneurial activities. In fact, the upper caste Brahmin were prevented to be in entrepreneurial activities or in a business as per the sanctioned sacred text called Manusmriti. It has been observed that the upper caste were more opportunistic and flexible. They went into the business and they were running enterprises like chemical industry, textile manufacturing, milk bar, hotel, restaurant, and so on. For example, Lokmanya Tilak, who was a fundamentalist Brahmin who owned the ginning press. The notion of caste generated the pride of own caste and prejudice with other caste. It was also prevalent among the lower caste. It can be observed in a lower caste like Mahar and Matan community from the Maharashtra. In pre and post-independent India, Mahar were engaged in entrepreneurial activities or in a business rather than the religious sanctioned occupations as compared to the Matan communities. Now let's learn how Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar was promoting entrepreneurship. There are events from his personal life that shows that he was in a favor of promotion of entrepreneurship. For instance, he was eager to see his son Yashwanta and his nephew Mukinda should go for entrepreneurial activities. He advised them to learn basic banking and business activities. And for the same, he made a request to his Farsi friend Mr. Naval Batina help them to start a business. However, they were not succeeding in the long run. In another event, he sponsored 30,000 to a fellow movement worker, namely Mr. Varade, for his trading business in tobacco. Also, he did some correspondence to the established companies from Madras region to identify the buyers for his unfinished products. He was successful in a long run. Later, he became a registrar of Milind College, Aurangabad. The idea of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was thrusting on entrepreneurial ecology development in order to promote the entrepreneurship among the lower caste. It reflects from the manifesto of the Independent Labour Party, which was established in 1936. The central focus of his idea was on farmer and peasant. He identified the agriculture is a non-profitable business because of its own nature of small holdings, and which is the major cause of poverty. In order to make the agriculture as a profitable business, he was advocating collective farming. He was thrusting on agro-based vocational training and revival of rural industry. In order to meet the challenge of capital, he was in a favor of establishing the land mortgage bank, cooperative and agro-based business complexes in order to create a market for the agro-based product. Dr. Ambedkar insisted the large industries should under control of the state and the small industry should be open for the private sectors. He was against the privatization of larger industry. At the same time, he was in a favor of the small industry should open for the private sector. His caution was alarming and has relevance even today. We see in the space of globalization, state has lost their control on the larger industry, and even today it has been observed. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar was champion of human rights. He fought for social justice and economic equity. He made immense contribution in building the nation. He was the man of millennium with his noble virtue, merit and scholarship, and the stature of Himalayan heights. He sets multiple ideals, role models, inspiration to the millions with his great personality, including the entrepreneurial personality. His quest for entrepreneurship development reflects on his legacy of entrepreneurship. I hope this video will inspire you for your dream venture. How did you like this video? Please comment, share, subscribe the channel for more videos. Thank you.